If you hate writing n8n expressions for edit fields node, filter node, or other data transformation nodes, then AI transform node will save you a lot of time and confusion by replacing all of them using simple text prompts. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how. Let's get started. So I have a relatively simple workflow. You can get this workflow from the link in the description. Essentially, it's an Excel sheet and I'm getting the rows in an Excel sheet and I'm using an edit fields node to manipulate it. So if you don't know edit fields node, I've already made a couple of videos on the JSON mode and also the manual mapping. So you can check that out. Links will be in the description. So if I want to get the first name, this is what we have to write, right? It's an expression. For last name, this should be the expression. You can ask ChatGPT for expressions. And if let's say I have the joining date of the employee, and if I want to calculate the number of days he's been my employee, I need to write this whole complex expression. And if I want to create new data types, I need to write these kinds of expressions in the JSON mode or in the manual mapping mode. Now I'll just click on this Excel sheet, drag it, and that'll open this up. I'll click on data transform and click on AI transform node. By the way, AI transform node is only available on cloud plans. So here you can simply say in plain text what you want. A little refresher on the basics. Data is sent through n8n using the JSON format in which there are array of items. An item corresponds to an individual data packet. In this case, it's a row. So for each item, there are different data types, and in JSON, there are 5 different data types. Let's say I just want to get my first name, last name. I can say output the following fields, and this whole transformation is applied per item, meaning per each individual row. I can say first name, last name. I can just ask it in simple English, and I can click on generate code, and that will write the code that we need to extract the first name and last name from the previous node. It also knows the context about the previous node or the input to AI transform node, which is essentially this Excel sheet. Now if I click on execute step, you can see that it automatically got our first name and last name. I didn't write any single expression. I can also say number of days the person has been the employee for. Days till date the person was employee for. Just plain English. And I'll just click on generate code. That should technically write the code required to extract the number of days based on the date joined. Again, I'm not saying any of it. I'm just saying what I want. Since it knows the context, it already wrote code. So let me just click on execute step. And on the right hand side, you can see that it gave us another field, number of days till date the person was employee for, and it gives the number for which each person has been an employee for. Again, it's doing all that based on the date joined. We didn't say anything. We just said what we want. It gave us what we want. Now, let's say I want to rename this. I can simply say called, and within double quotes, I can say the key value. Here you can see number of days till date. It's a long key. So I can simply say I want this as employee for and days. I can simply click on generate code, and that will become our key. Now I can click on execute step again, and just like that, it changed the value of the key to whatever we said in the quotes. I can also rename this, say surname, something like that. Again, I need to click on generate code, and AI is essentially writing all the JavaScript and expressions that are required to perform whatever we want. Now I can simply click on execute step, and boom, there you have it. I can also say an object called, again within double quotes, I'll say details, and that has email and notes. I'll just use double quotes. I'll click on generate code. Essentially what I'm doing is creating an object, and object is basically a JSON object. There are 5 data types. Again, I've explained that in the previous tutorials. Essentially they are strings, numbers, booleans, which are essentially true or false. Then you have arrays and JSON object types. So the code is generated, and let's click on execute step, and boom, it generated an object data as well. And within that, it has email and notes. So that is really powerful. What else can it do? Well, if you can see in the original schema, we have a lot of things, but in the final output schema, it's just returning whatever we've given it. What if we wanted these new fields along with the old fields. I can simply say and also append the old data. It understands the context. I'll click on generate code and it will give us all the old fields and also the new fields that it generated using the code here. So if I click on execute step again, once the code generation is completed, I can simply click on execute step, and just like that, along with our newly created data, it also gave us our old data which was in the Excel sheet. So that's pretty cool. And now you can also filter just by specifying it in English. So I can say something like filter out items. Again, items are individual data packets whose country is USA. I'll click on generate code. I'll click on JSON view of this. So when I clicked on execute step, I said filter out, and this is essentially doing the job of filter node. And just like that, it filtered out countries which are just USA. So you can specify on which basis you want to filter out items, or in this case rows. I can also say something like sort the items joining date. I'll remove the filter for now. I'll just use sort the item based on joining date, and once the code is generated, I can click on execute step, and just like that, it sorted the items based on the date joined. I can say ascending or descending order, and it will do exactly that. Just with few lines of plain English, you can essentially transform your data using AI transform node. And if you didn't watch my previous tutorials, you can check them out from the link in the description. I'll see you in the next one. This whole automation, Excel sheet, all again links will be in the description. See you in the next one. Peace.